Fire and earth sign compatibility is very interesting to me because there can be a certain level of understanding. However, if you think about a fire and then you just put some dirt on it, that's kind of what fire signs and earth signs bring to relationships. And with Taurus and Aries, I think that these two people are just too self-centered. They're too self-involved to really understand what the other person needs. Aries is all about taking risks and putting themselves out there, and Taurus really likes dependability. So this can actually burn out very quick. Although there might be a certain level of attraction, I think that it's mostly about a friendship than romance. So Aries and Taurus Venus, personally, I would rate that a 3 out of 10. Gemini and Taurus Venuses approach love completely differently, and it's because Geminis are a lot more live in the moment, see what happens, and Tauruses need reliability, they need dependability, and they want to know that their partner is going to do what they say they're going to do. Gemini might be a little bit too spontaneous or flighty for Taurus Venuses. Geminis are also all about words, while Tauruses are a little bit more about touch and actions, so there's not really an alignment when it comes to values for love, and this can be a very difficult relationship if they can't understand the other person's point of view. So overall, I would rate Taurus and Gemini Venuses also a 3 out of 10. Leo and Taurus Venuses are very similar, and this is because they're both fixed signs. They're both possessive and loyal when it comes to love. Leo can be flirtatious, which can bother Taurus a little bit because they are possessive, but they understand that Leo just likes attention. And I think this is because Tauruses are kind of the same, where they don't really look for attention, but they enjoy compliments. And Leo Venuses know how to stroke somebody's ego, and this is how they get Taurus interested. They're like, oh wow, you think that about me? Like, that's great, you know? There's a lot of authenticity that goes on in this relationship. It's really magnetic because they can bounce off of each other's energy. Although they might not agree on how to spend money, and this can become an issue over time. There's a lot of mutual respect, but clash of wills. So overall, Taurus and Leo, I would rate them a 7 out of 10. Taurus and Libra Venuses are both Venusian signs, which means that they value the same things when it comes to love, like peace, harmony, and collaboration. They want to know what the other person's thinking, although Taurus can be a little bit more practical and down to earth when it comes to relationship, and Libra can be a little bit delusional, but it brings some fun, and I think there's a lot of balance in that. Although Taurus is a lot more concerned with tangible results, while Libra is just thinking about what could be. Libra is also okay with compromising, while Taurus is a little bit more rigid, and I think Libra doesn't really enjoy that Tauruses are pretty self-satisfied, and Libras want collaboration. They want to be able to be with their partner all the time. Tauruses need a little bit of solitude. So I think that with this combination, there's a lot of potential here, but there may be challenges because Libra doesn't really value space the same way Taurus does. So overall, I would say that this is a 7.5 out of 10. Taurus and Sagittarius Venuses are kind of odd when it comes to relationships. Although Taurus can appreciate the excitement that Sag brings to the relationship, Sagittarius aren't stable enough for Taurus placements, and I feel like possessiveness can be the root problem in this relationship because Sag loves to be free and meet new people, and Taurus isn't against meeting new people or valuing relationships, but Taurus wants to feel special and different than anybody else, so Sag might have an issue with that. So overall, I think that this pairing is a 4.5 out of 10. Aquarius and Taurus are very similar because they're both fixed signs. They're both very stubborn, have strong wills, and once they like someone, they like someone. However, they have very different values when it comes to love because Taurus is a lot more traditional, wants simplicity in love, wants things to be uncomplicated, while Aquarius is very non-traditional and needs change in relationships in order to thrive. They both value space and solitude, which is something they can definitely agree on. However, I think that the values that they have can be very challenging in the relationship. They can learn a lot from one another. And I think that Aquarius reminds Taurus that life can be very fun and electric, while Taurus reminds Aquarius of the simple pleasures of life. So overall, I would rate this a 6.5 out of 10.